Hello everyone, I've decided to take another trip to Joann's just to see if it has improved anything from where it was the last time that I visited on a live stream. As always, I recorded my visit inside the store and now I am talking to you with the audio on top of the recording as I didn't want us to look crazy inside of the store. Anyhow, as you first walk into the store here, you see that there are a lot of holiday ornaments and things of that nature. That is not necessarily a usual thing to see at the very front of the store because I worked retail before and I know that in the very front of the store is prime real estate where you want to put items that you know that the customer didn't necessarily come to the store for, but that they may need as they enter or exit the store. So, for example, you might put some storage containers at the very front of the store because after customers get their items, they might say, hey, I need a box to put these items in. So then they will grab that as they head off to the register. But in the case of Joann's, or at least this particular location, it's all holiday ornaments at the very front, and not everybody necessarily purchases holiday ornaments. There's only a select amount of people that do so. And just as an observation, I noticed that the vast majority of folks who purchase holiday ornaments do so when those bad boys are discounted at 50% off and after the holiday has already passed. You've got to remember that this is still the entrance of the store. And as you can see, there are a ton of boxes all at the front of the store. But you can see also that those boxes are pushed up against the exterior wall just to make room for people to walk. The last visit that I was inside of the store, they didn't have it that way. It was just boxes just everywhere. So that is a slight improvement. I'm noticing that there are an awful lot of holiday ornaments, and the holidays only last a short period of time, so that might be a little bit of a problem. And also, there are still a ton of boxes just everywhere. I am gonna be quiet for a second and just let you look around the store. I really did try so hard not to get anybody on camera, so that's why the camera kind of swings back and forth a little bit. Uh, there are more boxes, as you can see, even there. And some of the shelves inside of the store are empty, but the amount of empty shelf space that is there still does not justify the amount of boxes that are inside of the store. And you're about to see what I'm talking about in just a second. You see all them boxes right there? That is a tremendous amount of boxes. The whole entire back end of the store is just filled with nothing but boxes. And even the crochet area is obstructed by all of the boxes that are there. And I try to fit my camera in between the box and the aisles so that you could see that I can't even get to the crochet hooks because of all the boxes that are in the way. It looks like they majorly over ordered is just what it looks like. Upon looking at all of these boxes, I am left wondering why they have so many boxes inside of the store. I know online a lot of people were saying that there is a shortage of workers to work inside of the Joann stores. That may be true. At the same time, there's not enough spaces on the aisles for all of this stuff to fit. So that leaves me wondering why they would have ordered all of this stuff. And in the back of my mind, I am led to think about the lockdowns of 2020 when everybody was at home and ordering craft supplies to have something to do. And all of these craft stores saw increases in sales during that time. And afterwards, when everybody went back to work, the sales just dropped off of a cliff. So I'm wondering if Joann's ordered up a bunch of stuff during that time period and then got left holding the bag once everybody went to work. And I'm also left thinking about during that time period that there was interruptions in shipping, and during the interruptions of the shipping, stuff was not coming in, and then all of the stuff started coming in at one time, and the stores at that time didn't have anywhere to put all of their additional stock, so they were having to deeply discount it. And I also wonder if that could be something that also happened to Joann's, but of course I cannot be for sure because I neither work at Joann's nor know any inside details about the place. But what do you all think? Do you think that either one of these scenarios could be at play here? While this Joann's location was full of boxes, I do have to say one positive in that one half of the store was almost entirely filled with nothing but yarn, and that would be like a knitter or crocheter's paradise. The only downside to their yarn is that the vast majority of it was synthetic, and I am a type of person who wants to only use natural fibers for projects where I make garments. And there was maybe only 5% of all of the yarn in the entire store that was 100% cotton or 100% wool. So that was a bit of a disappointment. But I'm pretty sure that if I were making a bag or making a hat or some type of stuffed animal, that I would really enjoy getting my yarn from there. One of the other things that I always notice about Joann's is that the prices are marked way up, but then the sales price is the regular price of the item. I have bought this sort of yarn at a different store and I got it for about $7 with tax, but they are having their doorbuster Black Friday sale as $7 for this particular item. So I just found that a little interesting, to say the least. In the kind of economy that we're living in, every single dollar counts. That is why I was super surprised to see the wobbles for $38 inside of Joann. And I did take the time to go on Amazon and see how much that particular brand was on Amazon, and it was $30 on Amazon. And it's not the same brand, but on another shopping trip, I went over to Hobby Lobby and I saw some similar kits that were Hobby Lobby branded for only $7. So I think that's a much better value for your dollar if you're just trying to discover whether or not you would like to crochet or whether or not you would even be interested. I think you've seen enough of the yarn, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the sewing related items. Down this aisle, you will find that they have a lot of notions or not so much. The vast majority of the pegs in the notion aisle were empty, and it has been this way for the entire year, so we cannot necessarily say that it was just understaffed and that is the reason why this particular aisle has not been restocked, given that they've had the entire year to restock it. I wanted to see whether or not they had any Joann branded sewing machines in here, as they have begun to carry their own branded machine, but I found that the machines were only available online, and that in store they had Singer, Brother, and a Janome machine sitting out on a pallet in the middle of the floor. I had a very difficult time recording in the area where the fabric was, because that is where the vast majority of the customers inside of the store were located. I would say that probably 60% of all of the fabric was quilting cotton, and they had about 3 aisles of that were just fleece material, and I'd assume that you use fleece to back your quilts with. And then maybe 30% of it was garment making fabric, and that fabric was mostly for special occasions. And then there was a fair amount of it that was for athletic wear, and then there was one teeny tiny small section of natural woven materials, and I was super disappointed by that, because as you know, I like to work with natural fibers. You would think that the boxes on the other side of the store were it, but no. All of the upholstery aisles were completely filled with boxes. The amount of boxes in the store is very concerning, because if they have all of their capital tied up in inventory, and then also still have to pay employees and pay rent in all of the spaces that they are renting, then it could be a massive problem. And that really concerns me as a shopper, because Joann's is like one of the only fabric stores left in the entire area where you can get supplies for sewing. Otherwise, you have to order from offline and wait for that stuff to come in, and it is quite problematic. I think that we have pretty much seen enough of this store, so I am going to exit back out through all of the holiday decor and go on my merry way. But I hope you enjoyed exploring Joann's with me, and I'll catch you on the next one.